Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. Over there's Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are taking a look at Attack on Titan. This is Season 1, Episode 9. It has been a wild ride. Everything you folks said about this show is 100% true. I'm so into this, I cannot wait to dive in.
We saw the big reveal that Eren was inside the whole time. So I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to see where this goes.
Talk about a cliffhanger of an ending. I gotta know what happens. Is he alive? Is he now not alive because he stepped out of the Titan? Who knows? We aim to find out.
See, thank you. You even thought that too. Hey, I'm excited. Eren's, well, back.
He's present.
He's present. He's present.
We heard a heartbeat. We heard a heartbeat.
For a moment. But I'm sure he's still alive. Let's go!
巨人の襲撃を受けたトロスト区で兵士たちの被害が大きかったのは精鋭である調査兵団の不在も影響していた。壁外調査に出発したばかりだった。
Looks like they rebuilt.
エルヴィン団長、巨人どもを蹴散らしてください。リヴァイ兵士長だ。一人で一個旅団並みの戦力があるってよ。うるせえな。
今回はどんな巨人に会えるかな。
Wow.
投手なんかいたりしたらもう最
What is her deal?
飛行士ならここに一匹いるがな。ここだ。
一部の才覚によって生存率は飛躍的に向上したが、巨人の領域への派兵には毎回3割を超す損害が伴う。
Jesus.
人類と巨人の間には
見てろよ。お前らなんか今に
What's just playing with it?
人類が滅ぼす。人類だ。
Oh, man.
リヴァイ兵長が。
Oh, got him.
Got him.
Got him, but it's too late.
Yeah, way too late for him.
増援を集めてきました。
お前は下の兵士を解放し、俺は左を片付ける。
So you'll take the two.
So this is a whole new crew.
Yeah.
大丈夫だよ。お前を痛い目に遭わせたにしないから。
That
And look
mustache.
at that mustache. That was like a
It's like
Tom Selleck.
I was gonna say it's like a Freddie Mercury, Tom Selleck type.
こっちだ。よいしょ。
Oh, got him.
These guys are pretty proficient,
Yeah, they're
huh?
working these guys over. Barely an inconvenience.
面白いやつらしやがって。
Oh, look at that.
Just taking him out.
Well, look at that one.
That was some Ninja Gaiden action.
Oh, right
Got
in
him in
the
the
eyes.
It goes right back to what they were saying. You take them, make them blind, and
Yep.
Wow, these guys.
I like his big jump spinning attack.
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty nice.
汚ねえな。
Yeah.
You know, for a second there, I was like, did we miss something before where the smoke was coming out of the blood? But
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
I've all seen that before.
Remember, their bodies are incredibly hot.
止まりません。
なんだ、人類の役に立てた。お前は十分に活躍した。俺に力を与える。俺は必ず。
彼はもう
最後まで聞いたのか。
安心したように眠っている。
ならいい。退却だ。巨人が街を目指した。壁が破壊されたかもしれない。
Now we're seeing it from their point of view. So this will be interesting to see how it plays out.
well, that's what I mean. Like 5 years ago, now we're getting. Oh, okay. Here we go. We're getting it. Like they jumped 5 years.
Are we getting his look inside after it happened?
Yeah, we are. Oh, this is nuts.
こんなはずじゃ。勝つために、奪われないために。
So he's in its stomach right now.
お母さん。
母さん、どうして。くそ。口きしてやれ。
Oh, there's his arm is gone.
俺が。この手で。
He's in
Gonna
its
climb
stomach.
up there, yeah.
Whoa!
Oh,
Whoa! Apparently, he used its regeneration powers somehow.
so he didn't change that thing. He came out of it.
What the hell is this?
How? That's my question.
They've been doing pretty good about revealing stuff to us, so I don't think we'll have to wait too long.
Look at the eyes.
この世から
Oh!
Ah, smash him.
もっと殺せ
Okay, so he came out missing an arm, or did that thing just
It's
bite it
growing
off?
back, though, 'cause
yeah,
remember
that's
he
what I'm
had-
saying. Yeah.
いっぱい殺してやる
Oh, okay, so he's awake.
知ってることを全部話すんだ。
殺してやるって言ったんだあいつは俺たちを食い殺す気だ
What? No, 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 no.
あの剣は俺たちに向けられてるのか
Yep. Currently.
なんでそんな目で俺を見るなんなんだ
That guy looked like he had too much coffee.
なんとか俺たちもガスを手に入れて
そんなことが私たちはガスを確保できたのにな。ここにいない人たちは
あのミカサもか。
ミカサはジャンたちと一緒に
まさかミカサは負傷でもしたのか。
どうしたんだよ俺たちには守秘義務が課せられた隠し通せるような話しか
Got that right.
人類全体に知れ渡るだろう人類があればな
Oh.
Jesus.
防護壁を作るとは技術班も考えたな。しかし俺たちに
Ah,
And all the
they took all-
spikes on there.
Yeah.
人類と巨人の最前線であり崖っぷちなのだからな。
A fortification of flesh.
前衛を務めた仲間の安否が気になります
だが俺たちは当初の訓練通り、
5年前に逃げ延びた子供たちが3人訓練兵をしていると聞きました
ああ無事だ。必ず生きている。
イエーガー訓練兵、今貴様らがやっている行為は反逆行為だ。貴様らの命の所有を問わせてもらう。
Jesus.
Don't you want to know how we did it?
直ちに榴弾をぶち込む。貴様の正体は何だ。巨人か。
なんだその質問は俺がそうだというのか質問の意味が
視野を切る気か。貴様を粉々にしてやる。大勢の者が見たんだ。姿を現す瞬間をな。リスクの早期排除は妥当だ。
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Relax, brother.
我々は人類存亡の危機の現場にいるのだ。貴様相手に兵力も時間も割くわけにはいかん。
彼らの反抗的な態度は明らかです。かといって有益な情報を引き出せ
What?
ガンの無駄遣いです。
今なら簡単です奴が人間に化けている間にバラしちまえば
Oh, wow.
一番先に近づいてきてください。
あのミカサ・アッカーマンは彼女の働きは
Yep.
人類にとっての大損害です。
人と戦ってどうする。
どこの誰が相手であろうと。
That's right.
Yep. Not after what they've been through.
Yeah.
何も状況がわからないから伝染しているんだ。
ここに至るまでの記憶がない
Oh, he doesn't remember at all.
巨人の体内から俺が出てきたあれは夢じゃなかったのか
Okay, so does he only remembers up to that part.
Yeah.
Armor ruined, my clothes are missing, yeah.
そんなバカななんで
もう一度問う。貴様の正体は何だ。逃げ出す。
I like that echo.
I made that
That's
pretty
pretty cool.
clear.
And the wind blowing.
そうか。悪く思うな。誰も自分が悪魔じゃない。
What?
証明できないのだから。
Okay, so either way they were doing it.
ずっと秘密にしていた地下室を見せてやるわ。
That's the key.
ずっと肌身離さず持っているんだ。お前が地下室に行かなくてはならないこと。
Remember you must go.
注射のせいで今からお前に記憶障害が起こる。今説明してもダメなんだ。
Oh, he knew something was up.
必ず地下室にたどり着くんだ。その時役に立つはずだ。
Did he find a way to infuse the power of the Titans?
触れるだろう。
Has he had Titan blood the whole time?
What are we gonna see here?
みんなを救いたいなら強いしなくてはならない。
Master this power.
Whoa!
Oh!
Did he just
became a Titan.
did he just bite his thumb and turn into a Titan?
Yes, he did. Holy shit.
Really, really fast too.
やったか。
He took some of his skin,
Wait, it looks like just a rib cage.
Oh. No, ain't totally done yet. Only
It's
part of him.
Just a torso.
Oh!
Come on.
but these damn things.
Oh my god, these endings are always
like the
cliffhanger
show
bangers. It's awesome.
Lost every ending is a major cliffhanger.
Except it's good.
Yeah.
Damn. Things.
Oh my God, these endings are always
Like the
cliffhanger
show
bangers. It's awesome.
Lost. Every ending is a major cliffhanger.
Except it's good.
Yeah.
Another banger
my
episode
God.
of
Wait,
Attack
were you
on
saying
Titan.
this isn't good?
No, I said Lost
got a
wasn't
little
good.
wonky.
I said these are
It's a
awesome.
cliffhanger. Every episode is a cliffhanger, like Lost. And he said,
Except this is good.
Remember, we didn't see Lost.
I know. Those are
Back off
those
on
are
that
the. I
before
won't
you
go
spill
any
something.
further on spoilers than say there's cliffhangers. That's all.
I've seen
Well,
bits and pieces. In this.
Cliffhangers galore. It seems like every episode they just want you to keep watching and
Oh my
binge
God,
your way
yeah.
all the way through it to keep getting the answers. I think it's pretty obvious what we're going to
Well,
talk
binge
about
for
here.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious what we're going to talk about here. The fact that Eren was able to bite his thumb and turn into mostly half of a Titan. So obviously he has that ability. I'm thinking my early speculation here, which probably isn't that much of a stretch, was that there was something special about Eren from the time he was born. His dad was giving him that medication to not only knock out his memory, but to keep the power at bay.
Inhibit his memory.
And now he's got to get to the basement of his old house to see what was in there, to find the truth with his key. Look, I can't wait to see where this goes. And the thing I like about this show, at least in these first 9 episodes, when we've had a question about the episode before, it's like it gets immediately answered in the following episode.
good point.
Only to be left hanging with another question
question.
that we want to get to.
They don't linger.
Yeah, so this has been absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much again to everybody who recommended. I'm probably going to say that every episode, but this has just been so much fun. Really starting to get into a lot of our characters now, and even the new ones that we're meeting. It helps that we know what area of their military that they're in. That kind of gives us an idea for us, first time watchers earlier in here, only on episode 9. But either way, a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to get to the next episode because I'm sure I'll get the answers that I'm waiting for.
Yeah, this was like it's starting to get more and more a little gory and a little more, like that in there. But I want to talk about Captain Levy. Huge badass right there, just taking them out left and right. He's like, yeah, you two take the one on the right, I'll take the 2 on the left, and then totally took care of them. Bang, bang, boom, and then and then obviously he talks to one of his fallen comrades saying, dude, that you didn't die in vain. You helped humanity, and I'll keep your memory alive as I keep plowing through these Titans, if you will. So that was really fun to see. And then this Eren not even remembering it, thinking it was a dream. So that's a whole new crazy thing because he can't even tell him, well, I did A, B, and C to become it. Maybe you guys can do it too. But then as we saw, he was getting injections. Oh, then it's
some
like,
reason.
so then everybody else can't do what he did. Because imagine if he could get it 5, 10 of them being able to do that. And just they could take they could take out Titans left and right, and humanity would be saved. But so far, yes, this is so much fun. I can't wait to get to the next cliffhanger of an episode, as they all have been. But yeah, amazing.
Yeah, Answer brought up, kind of what I was going to touch on too, is how cool it was to see in the very beginning of the episode of another group of soldiers taking these things out relatively easily. I mean, we've seen a lot of the struggles that humanity has had fighting the Titans, and these guys seem like they have it figured out. That being said, we know that they're there in massive numbers, and so I mean, you're gonna lose people, but at least we have some soldiers who seem to have it pretty well figured out. I mean, they were doing it again with precision and with pretty deadly accuracy. So that was pretty cool. Seeing kind of Eren in the stomach of the I wasn't ready for that. This massive stomach with all these other bodies in there, another person that was still alive, calling out for their mom, which we've seen played out in a lot of war movies, which from what I understand is a real thing when somebody's sustained a critical injury and is nearing passing. So that was kind of interesting, definitely heavy hitting. Interesting that Eren didn't know what was going on. Then we got some flashbacks of his dad, maybe hitting him with some sort of, super serum or some sort of, I don't know, maybe he My early prediction is that the father saw that the Titans could regenerate, so he was slowly injecting Eren with the Titan blood, so he had it in him. But it's too early to say. It still doesn't necessarily explain if the Titan swallowed him. Let's say his dad was injecting him with Titan blood and he missed an arm. It would be one thing to regenerate his arm that he lost if he had Titan blood, but he just grew into a Titan and then broke out. It's almost like Hulk. He grew, and then when he got not angry after he was, well, in this case, it wasn't that he wasn't angry, but he was, severely injured, went back down to human size. And of course, again, a major cliffhanger with him biting what looked like his finger and then turning into a half-complete torso of a Titan with essentially no entrails, no arms. It was pretty interesting. So, again, major cliffhangers, huge props to the writers of this story. It's really, really sucks you in. And so Diamond Dave had made a comment just about binging. When this originally came out, was it released one episode per week? Do we know? Or...
y'all
so
have to
help us out in the comments when this originally came out. If it was one episode per week, oh man, do I feel for you, guys, because this feels like one of those series where as soon as you get the end, you're like, oh, you gotta wait a week until the next one.
It probably was just because of the networks that it was on and when it started. I doubt they would just get a whole season dump. I think the folks had to wait.
Because if you go right here, 2013, it's not like that time.
That time frame. We do see some things that get released on Netflix where we'll get 10 episodes of a season released and then you can wait a year or a year and a half. Then there's the next season. They give you all 10 at once. But a lot of networks and even Amazon and other streaming services do it differently. So I'm curious. Again, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, really good episode here with, Eren doing the finger biting, thumb biting, whatever it was. I'm wondering if it's triggered by pain. So, like, if you were, let's just say someone took a sword and chopped his arm, would that, boom, trigger it? I'm wondering if it's caused by pain, because why else? I can't imagine it's bite your thumb and boom, instant.
Maybe it's the blood. Maybe he has to, like, re-ingest the blood. Who knows?
I think it's pain and anger.
Pain and anger, probably, because he was talking, it has to be, right? Because his father was talking about mastering it, mastering the power. And obviously the dad at that time is not telling Eren, you're going to be a Titan if you do X, Y, and Z. But in time, you have to figure it out, go back to the house. I'm really intrigued by this. That's my guess, too. Somewhere in the cut, I was saying, is he injecting him with Titan blood? So I'm wondering, kind of like to piggyback off you, in his travels, in his searching, what was really the dad? Because
I believe a doctor.
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
he was a doctor.
So in his time travels, right?
That's right.
Did he?
Well, I mean, it
come
looked,
more across some Titans.
It looked clear whatever he injected him with. It didn't look like
maybe
blood. That's why I thought it was kind of a serum to keep something at bay.
Maybe that too.
Yeah, maybe.
There you go.
I mean, they were running hot, so maybe it wasn't necessary. I mean, these Titans, obviously they have blood, but maybe there's more in it that we're probably going to get these answers to. Hey, this is how I extracted whatever. Yeah. This is how I made it, and this is why I did it to you. So I'm hoping we get all that. It doesn't have to be next episode, but
more than likely it will be, and then we'll find a new cliffhanger.
More and more and more as we come along, because it's great that they are giving us these answers right away in the next episode. Because in my whole, as we were starting this, I'm like, all right, how did he become this thing? And then boom, comes out of the one Titan. So I was like, oh, check, that's good. Yep. Now how did that happen? And then I was confusing myself a little bit because we got introduced these new characters, and it almost made it feel like it was we skipped another 5 years. Like it almost felt like that. But then after the course correction on my part, I saw, all right, there was no time jump. So that was my little confusion early on. But otherwise, I am really intrigued on this. And what do you guys think is going to happen with this army now in the next couple of this first season? Because I feel like they kind of set the boundary now of like,
Yeah, well, if they're smart, I think they'll take advantage of Eren's abilities. And
That's the thing, is they have to realize that it's his power that could be helpful to him, and not. I mean, because did they not witness him taking out other Titans when they said
Titans and saving
no other
people.
Titans they ever saw in their history ever attacked each other. They always worked together, or and did the damage, but they never attacked each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that would make sense is to send him outside the wall. I mean, if you have him stay inside the wall and something happens where he turns on them, then he's inside the wall. If he has the power to break the wall down, yada yada, put him right outside the wall. Let him take on a bunch of Titans. But it's pretty early. We're we're 9 episodes in.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious to kind of go on that. So even it's the conscience of Eren. So I don't ever see him turning Titan.
Right, he wasn't going after people at all. It's just it's just that, hey, is it a risk
right now?
that
I don't.
they're worth taking?
Like Mikasa says, hey, he's got rudimentary, attack skills. We saw him put the Dukes.
Yeah, that was
last
fun.
episode. So he still remembers all that. But wow, so much fun. Loving these cliffhangers. So for Diamond Dave, Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm of course the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.
巨人と戦えない仲間が目の前で食われた心底俺じゃなくてよかったって思った食い殺されるくらいならきっといいわ
Whoa.
みんな恐怖と戦っているんだあんな目にあってもなお気高き兵士のままだ
お腹痛いんで
What?
ああダメだ皆さん
They're all starting to break.
Yeah.
エレンのこと知ったら
Okay, so now we're catching up.
Nice.
Okay,
Yep,
here we go.
From their point of view.
おい煙が壁の中だ水門が突破されたのか銃弾を落としただけだろにしても
Yeah, go look.
Oh, they're going to be in for a surprise.
どうなってんだこれは
What in the hell is even happening?
Crumbling now?
Is Eren going to come from the back like on the last one?
Oh, I guess
I think it's going to start regenerating.
yeah, it's moving around now.
様子を見ろ各種警戒態勢のまま待機歩兵たちに一段想定させろ
Oh,
Look at that.
that is awesome. Oh, yup, he's done. Okay. Hey, he came out by himself this time.
Yeah.
So he can turn into a Titan just like that.
Or create one.
Oh, he's still learning too. That's
聞こえ
right.
た
It
ところまでは
almost blacks him out.
巨大な骨格のうち
エレンが私たちを守った今はそれだけ理解できればいい
Well, that's true.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, this is intense.
内側にだけ
おい
Oi!
Yeah.
まだ様子を伺ってんのか放心してんのか今のところは駐屯兵団に動きは見られないが最終的には攻撃を続行するだろうこんなもん見せた後で会話できる自信は俺にはない一つだけ思い出した
Get to the basement.
Yes.
俺んちの地下室巨人の正体もわかるんだ
Oh, yeah.
その情報は何千人もの調査兵団が命を落としても求め続けたそれを俺んちの地下室に大事にしまっていた
Well, that's fair.
Fair.
俺たちを5年もほっといてどこで
エレン今は他にすべきことがある
Yeah.
I mean, she's got a point.
Yeah.
Gotta focus.
見えたら攻撃ださっさと距離をつけようまだ動くな
So that's interesting to know too. If he doesn't fully formulate or form,
Yep.
ここを離れるそこから壁を越えて地下室を目指すもう一度巨人になってからな
そんなことができるの
どうやってるのかわからんどうやって自分の腕を動かしているのか説明できないようにな無意識に砲弾を防ぐことだけを考えた持続力もなく朽ちたんだ
Oh, that's all it needed.
今度はもっと強力なやつを蹴散らしたような15メートル級になってやる
Oh, jeez, the old nosebleed.
顔色もひどいし呼吸も荒い体に異常をきたしている
体調不良なんかどうでもいい俺をかばったりなんかしなければ俺はここから単独で動こうと思う
僕は
エレン私も行く
ダメだ
私が追いつけなければ私に構う必要はない私が従う必要もない
俺はお前の弟でも子供でもねえぞ
Oh, man. Special use made only within the wall, so it keeps fodder.
Just kind of learning about the universe there.
あと少しで榴弾の装填が完了しますが
This guy's.
駐屯兵団が白兵戦を仕掛けてくる気配はないミカサが野良猫よりも早く察知しているだろうエレンはそれ以内に行動して こんな時に思い出す。
Well, sometimes it triggers things.
僕たちの最後だから。僕は何度も二人に助けられたけど、僕が二人を助けたことを対等な友人と言えるだろうか。これで三人が揃うことも。
アルミン、あとはお前の判断に任せる。
20 seconds.
駐屯兵団に説得できると言うなら、お前を信じてそれに従う。
Number 2.
It's a big decision.
どうして僕にそんな決断を託すの？
どの行動が正解か当てることができただろう。
いつそんなことが？
お前がハンネスさんを呼んでくれなかったら、俺もミカサも巨人に食われて死んでた。
自分は無力で足手まといだと。二人はそんなこと。
時間がない。
装填完了したようです。
僕に命を預けると言っている二人は必ず説得してみせる。抵抗の意志がないことを示してくれ。
We're still going to the basement, right?
I hope so. I hope we don't lose Armin here.
I don't think so. Hey, he's just coming into his own.
彼は人類の敵ではありません。知り得た情報の全てを開示する意志があります。
奴が敵でないというのなら証拠を出せ。
Jesus.
彼をどう認識するかは問題ではないのです。彼を見たと聞きました。
There you go.
Yeah.
彼のことを我々人類と同じ、この事実だけは動きません。
Very true.
確かにそうだ。
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Way to go, Armin.
Yeah, that'd be freaking awesome, though, guys. Have one on your side.
スタイフアップね。
What?
Jesus, dude.
奴らの行動は常に我々の理解を超える。人間の言葉を弄し。
Come on, dude.
No way.
考えることを放棄してる。考えることが怖いんだ。
It's because he needs another coffee.
Yeah.
I like how Armin can run the scenarios really fast in his head.
私は永遠にその信念に従った末に残存する兵力が組み合わされば、この町の奪還も
100%.
せめてもの間に彼の戦術価値は研ぎます。
I mean, I understand a little bit where the general's coming from, or this guy's coming from, but
どう命乞いしようと。奴らは反逆者だ。
That arm's
Traitor.
coming off. Telling ya.
相変わらず図体の割には小鹿のように繊細な男じゃ。
That's a newborn fawn. Hey! You saw him throwing the chess games earlier. The king.
今着いたところだが、状況は早馬で伝わっ。お前は増援の指揮につけ、あの者らの話を聞いた方がいい気がするの。
Save the day.
You always trust a bald guy.
ドットピクシス。彼はトロスト区を含む
oh, so we're gonna get to see this in action, huh?
人類の最重要区防衛の全権を託された人物だった。
やはり見当たらんか。食われてもいいんだがの。
生来の変人としても知られている。
司令の考えは常に常人の理解の外にありますから。
部隊編成が完了しました。
I don't look too happy.
信じてもらえますか？
お主らの命はわしが保証しよう。アルレルト訓練兵じゃったかの。巨人の力とやらを使えば可能だと申したな。苦し紛れの命乞いか。
Well, that's a good well, a little McCallum A, a little of Column B.
両方です。
Wow.
あの時僕が言おうとしたことは、あの大岩を運んで破壊された扉を塞ぐということでした。現状を打開できる可能性を。
Putting them to hard labor right away. Forget fighting Titans. We need you to move rocks.
助かりたい一心。何より信用できる言葉だ。穴を塞ぐことができるか。
ここにいるみんなとそう変わりがありません。無責任に答えるわけには。
質問を間違えてしもうたわ。お主はやるのかやらんのか。
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, I love it when they do that.
Yeah, that piece of property hasn't been touched yet. Oh, okay, so now that's a much better view of seeing how much
Yeah, I'm
distance.
seeing how big it really is.
Yeah.
穴を塞げるかどうかはわかりません。やります。
Oh, get them.
Will he seal the hole or won't he?
Every time, guys.
Oh,
I know you just get sucked right in.
Yep.
Wow.
You're just starting to feel the vibe and you're getting into it. They got the music going. The commander's looking at him. Aaron's going to make a decision. And then we'll see you next week, folks.
We'll catch you on that. Look at that, a 4.9 out of 5 for that episode, too.
Out of
they got us.
232.2K.
Wow.
This was a great episode. Again, we got some of the answers that we were waiting for as to why Eren became the partial Titan, I guess you'd say. So we got answers on that. That was all that needed to be done. His only thought was stopping the cannonball there, or the HE cannon. And so we're learning more about it. Again, we are going to get to the basement the way it sounds, and the commander was all on board. He saved the day by grabbing the captain's arm. I thought for sure, and I said it on the last one, I thought for sure somebody was going to come with a sword and whack his arm off and be like, you're not commanding anything. Maybe that would have been a little bit over the top, but in this show, who knows? But either way, a fantastic episode. See, now what I really like is we're starting to explore individual characters' kind of almost flaws, where we saw Armin dealing with his flaws and started to realize, hey, maybe this whole thing was in my head and maybe I do have some value here other than just dragging the group down. So I really like to see that. I mean, here we are, episode 10, and Armin finally realized his value. But what I liked was how he can almost play ahead everything that's going to happen before it happens in a very short period of time. When he was initially going through the scenario in his head when they were going to reload the cannon, he's like, I got 20 seconds to figure this out. And he was able to play all the moves ahead and kind of see where it would end up. And I think that that's only going to get more powerful as we go on, because we know Mikasa is just one hell of a warrior who's incredibly talented.
Yep.
And Eren has the ability to turn into a Titan, perhaps at will. That's what I'm interested to see, is can he just do it when he wants to, when his life's not being threatened or something like that. So I think that'll be interesting to see in probably the next episode, if he's able to just turn into a Titan to barricade off the wall.
See, the thing, we saw him there. He said he looked. Armin and Mikasa were saying like, oh, he looked pale, he looked tired. So I'm wondering if like that he can do it, but it just takes so much out of him.
Could be
that he needs to have, a good amount of food and stuff like that in him, just to be able to support that. Because, I mean, yeah, he had his arms blown off and everything, and so that's how he reappeared. But this one, too, it was just one cannon shot, and he was back to being, he pulled himself out. So I'm just wondering, how much does that take out of him? But then with Armin, yeah, we saw all the decision-making, and then giving the powerful speech that said, I am a soldier, I chose to save humanity. And, like all the inner monologues that he had was just incredible. That, I was at one point thinking, is this monologue going to go too long though? Then all of a sudden the cannon is going to get fired, and then the commander is going to still raise his arm and go down. And luckily we had the badass commander that kept on letting the king win the chess matches all the time. Save the day. And like I hope they get to the basement. I can't wait to get more and more information. And then I love it even at the end. He's like, well, I asked the wrong question. Will you or won't you seal the wall? And he's like, yes, I will. And he had to give himself the pep talk. So I just think he needs to get some food and some water, and he can turn into a Titan again. Bam! And that's what he needs.
He needs some
energy. He's like, he just needs to feed up, get some calories in him. He'll be good
does.
to go.
Well, because I'm sure it takes a huge toll. So.
Yeah, this was a really interesting episode. We finally really saw our guy step up and find his courage to stand up when Eren and Mikasa needed him the most. So it was nice to see Armin really get it up there, had the standing tall and proud, and he got it done, although it came down to the last second until the commander got there. So this was another really cool episode, another major cliffhanger. Again, Eren had spoken about when he turned into the Titan torso, it was just kind of instinct. He really knew what he was doing. So when it got proposed to him at the end, can you turn into a Titan and move a boulder? He's like, well, I don't know if I can. And then of course, will you or won't you? And that was like, okay, it's a do or die type moment. But now I'm curious to see as to whether it's something where it has to be. It's almost, and I know this is a very loose correlation, but almost like an Incredible Hulk, where it's like, later on, I believe it was later on in the Avengers. Quinn and I are the casual Marvel fans. You guys know that if you've watched any of our other stuff. But I believe later on, he could get angry himself and turn into the Hulk. But earlier on, like something had to happen, whether it was, fear-induced or anger-induced. And I'm wondering if that's the case. When we saw Eren turn into the Titan the second time, they were firing a cannon on him. I mean, so basically, potentially, well, he would have passed and his friends would have passed, so he bit his finger. But can he do it again just consciously without any sort of external, imminent danger of great bodily harm or anything like that? We don't know. Major cliffhanger again. They just keep you on the edge of your seat, and I absolutely love this about this show, so can't wait for the next 85, 90 episodes.
Yeah, I thought this was a very good episode too. We get, like you said, Quinn, there is a little bit more answers, but of course they do so well, as you all well know, that they keep the questions coming at the end of every episode. So genius by these writers. It looks like there's 3 writers here. I'm not even going to attempt to say the names because I'll butcher them that bad, but much respect to all of you on that. The way that Eren, I'm sure once we get to the basement, we'll get a lot more answers. I'm still intrigued to see how Eren is becoming this Titan. We've seen the effects of the blood. What does that mean? Because in some cases where we've seen, I'll just use this as kind of what I'm referencing a little bit. Not exactly, so don't take me as being exact here, but to give a reference, we see Butcher taking that V, right?
In the boys,
where he's now limited. They claim, X amount of time left for you because you've taken it. Is there a shelf life here on Eren now because he can turn into a Titan? But of course, we've seen Titans regenerate. So is there no shelf life? It's just, hey, you got X amount of time to be a Titan. I'm kind of wondering all that stuff now too, because how, and we're probably gonna get this answer too, but how far along did Pops get with this? Did he perfect it, or did he just know, hey, if I got this to good enough, I'm just gonna figure the rest out later?
Well, it's interesting that they use the nosebleed. We've seen that in Stranger Things with Eleven when she really overdoes herself. We saw it with Kate in Gen V when she pushes her powers really hard. We see the nosebleeds, and so it's not. I think it's really cool that they're putting in here, but it's not something that we haven't seen before. And I'm sure there's other shows that we're forgetting where when somebody really stresses their powers, a little bit of a nosebleed. So it's interesting that they put that in there. And I'm glad Diamond Dave brought that up because we didn't really touch on that, but it was a very big portion that they showed him getting a nosebleed from it. So
to me, I took that as exertion from
right. And that it's probably not good for you, but
when he had to do it so quickly too.
And he got stopped midway.
He just came back from being a Titan.
Came back. That's very true. And maybe moving forward, he'll need rest periods in between when he can do it. So there becomes more strategy about when should you do it, when should you rest. A lot of questions that we need to have answered, but it's weird because it feels like we're so early into this journey, but now when we're like, okay, we're 10 episodes in, it's like, oh no, we're 10% done. It's like 10% of the way, but it feels like we have so long to go. This has been so much fun, and I know Mason Quinn,
quite the fun journey.
Mason Quinn had mentioned it. About we're just going to keep saying it over and over. Thank you guys for recommending this to us because this has been awesome.
I'm kind of curious too because there's some people in the comments on Patreon, and I'm sure once it hits YouTube, it'll probably be the same thing. But I know some people hold it in top high regard. So it's like, did we just start off with the elite, and then it's kind of it's just like a slow decline.
And that's what we're gonna set the bar for. And here's the one last question I had with of course other shows getting live action versions made. I know this was 2013 to 2023, so this just ended relatively recently. Is there talks of a live action Attack on Titan? I haven't seen anything anywhere, but we're relatively new as far as this show, so it's not something I've been actively following, of course. But let us know in the comments, has that been discussed? Would they be able to do it? Of course, it'd be very CGI heavy with creating Titans and things like that. But is that something that's in the works?
They could pull it off.
They could probably pull it off. It's just a matter of, I can see probably the mass majority of saying don't touch.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
Don't do
don't
it.
touch.
I think it all depends who's involved. If you have the creator involved, I think it'd probably be all right. And look, if Amazon will throw $1 billion at the Rings of Power, I don't see a reason why they wouldn't want to make some money.
How about we let the person who wrote this story just have total creative control just with Amazon's money?
Yeah. He
But
can-
also let him decide whether or not they even make it to life.
Right, exactly. You know, maybe this is the medium that he wants to work in, and this is the way he wants to keep it as an anime. So who knows?
Sure is visually engaging, I will say that.
But that was a great episode. So like you said, 10% down, I guess, for the series. So for Diamond Dave, that's Appleton Oak. That's Mason Quinn, of course, and I'm the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.